In this video, we are going to learn how you can add and enroll Thinkific users in bundle for new Razorpay payment. So let's take an example that you're selling some courses online using your Thinkific account and collecting the payments for the same using your Razorpay payment account. Now you want that whenever a new payment is captured into your Razorpay account, first the user should be enrolled to your Thinkific account and even the same user should be enrolled to a bundle of courses into your Thinkific account. But how are you going to do this? Because there is no direct connection between Razorpay and Thinkific. So we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Razorpay with Thinkific, and we are going to set up an automation. So how you can do this? For that you need to come to my screen. So welcome to my screen. Here let us type Pabbly, pabbly.com in our browser. This is the website of Pabbly. Here we have to come to products and click on Pabbly Connect. This is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. As you are the first time user, you have to click on sign up for free button and you can create your own account in just 2 minutes. And you're going to get free task. If you're already a user of Pabbly Connect, simply click on sign in. In the all apps section, come to Pabbly Connect and click on access now. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here we need to create a workflow. For that, come to this plus sign and click on create workflow. Now here we have to give a name to the workflow. So let us give the name as add and enroll Thinkific users in bundle for new Razorpay payment. Here you can give the workflow name as per your requirement and simply click on create. Now we can see a trigger window and an action window. So Pabbly Connect works on the concept of trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So in this particular use case, we want that whenever a customer makes a payment through your Razorpay payment link, automatically the same customer or the user should be added and enrolled to the bundle of courses into your Thinkific account. But for that, first we need to create a connection or an integration between your Razorpay account and Pabbly Connect so that all the payment details are captured in Pabbly Connect. So let's open this trigger window and here we are going to choose the application name as Razorpay. Select the trigger event as payment captured. Now we can see a webhook URL and some instructions. So by following these instructions, you can set up the webhook in your Razorpay account. So I'm just going to copy this webhook URL from here and I'll take you to my Razorpay account. On the left side, let's scroll down and we can find the settings option. Click on settings and here we can find the webhooks option. Click on webhooks and here we are going to add a new webhook. So simply click on this plus sign, add new webhook. Now here we have to paste the webhook URL that we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking for the active events. So whenever the payment is captured, this particular webhook trigger is going to run and it should capture the responses. Okay, so we have to enable this payment captured option and click on create webhook. Webhook saved successfully. Okay, now let's move back to Pabbly Connect and now we can see that it is waiting for the webhook response. So in order to capture the response, we have to do a test submission. For that, we have to go to our Razorpay account once again and here we are going to make a payment on the name of a customer. So let's move to the payment pages where I have already created some payment pages and here I'm just going to make a payment for this webinar on Indian stock market. Okay, let's copy this URL and I'm going to open it in a new tab to make the payment. Okay, here let us give the name of the customer as demo name. Here let us give the email address as demo@pabblytudes.com and here let us give the mobile number. So I'm just giving a random mobile number. The amount is 3,500 rupees and let's click on pay. Now here it is asking for the payment method. So I'm just selecting a card payment method. I'm entering the test card details over here. Okay, let's give the card number. Okay, here I'm just entering the expiry date. Let's give the card holder name as demo and here I'm just going to enter the CVV code. Let's click on pay now. Okay, let us enter the code OTP over here. Okay, I'm just making the test payment details over here. Okay, and here we can see that the payment is successful. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect and here we can see the responses received and all the details related to the payment are captured over here. We can find the event as payment captured. When we scroll down, here we can find the card details and here we can find the customer details. Okay, his email address, the phone number, the full name. Okay, now first we'll be checking whether this customer exists in our Thinkific account or not. Then only the workflow should run further. For checking, come to this action step. Choose the application name as Thinkific over here. Select the action event as search user. Click on connect. Click on add new connection and click on connect with Thinkific. Now it is asking for the subdomain. Enter the subdomain of your account. Subdomain that can be found at this particular URL. And if your account URL is this, then your subdomain is my subdomain. Okay. So if this is the URL, then only my subdomain will be the subdomain. So let's move to my Thinkific account over here. And here I am just going to copy this subdomain. Okay. And I'll be pasting the same subdomain over here to create a connection. And now let's click on save. Authorization successful, and now my Thinkific account is connected to Pabbly Connect just because I was already logged into my Thinkific account. So make sure before creating a connection, you're logged into your Thinkific account. Now here we have to select search by. So here we have to select the type by which you want to search. So here I'm just giving it as email. Okay. And here we have to give the search value. So here we are going to map the email address of the customer that we have got from our trigger response over here. Okay. So let us map the email address in the search value. For mapping, come to Razorpay and let us find the same email address at demo@pabblytudes.com. Okay. And now let's click on save and send test request. Okay. And here we have got meta pagination current page as 1. And here we have got the pagination total items as 0. It means the customer does not exist in our Thinkific account. So I'll just show you that also. I'll just take you to my Thinkific account, and here in the users section, you can see that I don't have any users over here. Okay. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect. Okay. Now here two condition arises. First, that the user may exist in our Thinkific account. The second, the user may not exist in our Thinkific account. So for that, we are going to apply a router over here. Okay. For that, click on this plus sign add action step. And here choose the application name as router. So we will be specifying two routes over here, that if the customer or the user exists, then what needs to be done, and if the user does not exist, then what needs to be done. So first I'm just going to delete this particular extra route, okay, as it is not required right now. And here we will be specifying route 1. Okay, so as this particular customer is not existing in our course, we are just going to rename this route, okay, by clicking on these 3 dots, click on rename. And here I'm just going to give the route name if user does not exist. Okay, if the user does not exist, then this particular route should run. So let's click on update. Okay, now we are going to set the filter and action steps over here. So click on set filter and action steps. Now here we'll be applying a filter. Only continue if this particular condition satisfies. So here we are going to select the label. For selecting the label, come to Thinkific search user option, and here we are going to map meta pagination total items. If the pagination total items is equal to, and here we will be giving the value as 0. If the value is 0, then only this particular workflow should run further. It means if the user does not exist, then the workflow should run further. So let's check the condition by clicking on save and send test request. Okay, status success message condition is true just because the user does not exist in the Thinkific account. So now we want to create a user first. For creating a user, click on this plus sign add action step. And here let us choose the application name as Thinkific. Select the action event as create user. First the user will be created and then the user will be enrolled into a specific bundle of courses. So let's click on connect. Here we are going to select the existing connection as because we have recently created a connection. Just click on save. Okay, and now the Thinkific account is connected. Now here we need to map the first name of the customer that we have got from our trigger response. For mapping, just come to Razorpay, and here I'm just going to search for the name of the customer, that was demo. In the same way, we'll be mapping the last name again from Razorpay, and the last name was name. Here let us map the email address. Okay, so this was the email address, and here we are going to just scroll down as we are not having all these details. So I'm just leaving the fields as blank, and here we'll be mapping the phone number of the customer, and that is again from Razorpay. Okay, this was the phone number. Yes, this was the phone number. And now let's click on save and send test request. Okay, and here we can see the responses received, and here we have got the details. We have got the ID, we have got the customer first name, the last name, and other details are captured over here. It means the customer or the user is created in our Thinkific account. Let's check it. Let's move to the Thinkific account over here. Okay, and here we can find that a new user, that is demo name, is created over here in our Thinkific account. And here we have got the email address also. Okay, now we want to enroll this particular user to the bundle of course. For that, come to the Pabbly Connect once again, and let's scroll down, okay, and click on this plus sign add action step. Now here we have to choose the application name as Thinkific once again. Select the action event as enroll user in bundle. Click on connect. Now select the existing connection just because we have recently created a connection. So let's click on save. And now Thinkific account is again connected. Now here we have to select the bundle. So I have already created a bundle name MB courses in my Thinkific account. Okay, I'll just show you. So here and I'm on my Thinkific account and I have clicked on memberships and bundles. And here you can see I have created a bundle name MB courses where I have 3 products. Okay, I'll just show you the page also. Okay, yes, MB courses where I have 3 products, that is sports training membership, stock market make and easy, okay, and Magnet Brains Dance Academy. So 3 courses are there in this particular bundle over here. Okay, so I want the user to get enrolled in this particular specific bundle. So I'll be selecting the same bundle name over here. Now it is asking for the user ID. So here we have to map the user ID that we have got from the previous step. Okay, here we have got the user ID. So I want this particular user demo name customer to be enrolled into a specific course, into the bundle of course. So for mapping, just click on this mapping button. Remove this particular data from here and here come to create user option, and here we are going to map the ID. Okay, so the demo customer will be enrolled into the specific bundle of course. Now here it is asking for the activated at and expiry date. So activated at the date and time at which the enrollment is activated, and expiry date will be the date and time at which the enrollment is going to expire. So now we want to find these 2 dates. Okay, so let's save this workflow first. Okay, data saved successfully. Let's close this window, and here I'm just going to click on this plus sign add action step. And now here choose the application name as date and time formatter. And here in the action event, we have to select format date only. Click on connect. Now here we need to map the date that needs to be formatted. So here I'll be mapping the date from Razorpay. So we have got the date in the timestamp format over here. So I'll be just mapping this. That is asking from format. So the from format will be the same format. So I'll be just changing the from format to the timestamp format. And now we want to format. In which format you want the date? So we want the date to be in YY, MM and DD format along with the time zone. So I'm selecting the same format over here. And now let's click on save and send test request. Okay, and here we have got today's date in the YY, MM and DD format along with the time zone. Now we want the expiry date also. For that, click on this plus sign add action step once again. Choose the application as date and time formatter once again. Select the action event as add or subtract time. Click on connect. Now here it is asking for the date once again and the expression. So here I'll be mapping the date that we have got from date and time formatter. Okay. So now it is asking for the expression. Provide the amount of time you would like to add or subtract to the date. So the expiry date, I want that the user should be enrolled for that particular course for another 1 month. Okay, so I'm just giving the expression as plus 30 days. Okay, so 30 days will be added to this particular date. Now it is asking to format. In which format you want the date? So again, we want the date in YY, MM and DD format along with the time zone. Okay, I'm selecting the same. So here we have mapped the to format. Now let's click on save and send test request. Okay, and here we have got the result. We have got the date as 9th of September 2022. It means the 30 days are added to 10th of August 2022. Okay. Now we have got the expiry date as well as the current date. Okay. We have got both the dates. So let's move to our router step once again. And I'm going to click on set filter and action steps. Okay. And here we are just going to enroll the user in a bundle, and here we are going to map the dates that we have got. The activated date will be the formatted date, okay, that we have got from our third step, and here we'll be mapping the expiry date. So let us map it from the add and subtract time, okay. So this will be the expiry date. And now let's click on save and send test request. Okay, and here we can see the response is received. It means the user is enrolled to the course. Let's check it. Okay, and here I'm just going to open the user details. Okay, and here we can see that this particular user is enrolled to all the 3 courses. And in this way, our first route is ready. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect and let's click on save. Data saved successfully. Okay, and now let's click on close. Now we have set the route 1. Now we are going to specify the second route. For that, click on this plus sign add route. And here I'm going to rename the route if user exists. Okay, and let's click on update. Now let's click on set filter and action steps. Now here the label would be from search user. If the meta pagination total items is not equal to, does not equal to 0, then this workflow should run. Let's check the condition. And here we have got the error message condition is true just because the user already exists in our Thinkific account. Okay, but we are setting the routes. So no, don't worry about that. If the condition is false, in the real time, it is going to work correctly. Okay, so if the user exists, we just want to enroll the user to a course. So click on this plus sign add action step and choose the application name as Thinkific over here. Select the action event as enroll user to a course, enroll user in bundle. Click on connect. Click on select existing connection just because we have recently created a connection. Click on save. Okay, and now here we are going to map the details. Again, we'll be selecting the bundle as MB courses. Now here it is asking for the user ID. So here we have to map the user ID of the already existing user. So I'll just click on the save button. Okay, and here we'll be moving to the second step once again, that is search user option. But before that, let's click on close. So our second step was search user, okay, over here. So here I'll be just clicking on save and send test request. Why? Just because demo@pabblytudes.com, we have already created this user in our Thinkific account. Okay, so let's click on this option and all the details of this particular user will be searched now. Okay, and here we can find total item 0 ID as this, and here we have got all other details. So now we will be mapping this particular ID in our routers. Okay, so let's come to the router and let's click on set filter and action steps once again. And here come to enroll user in bundle, and here let us map the user ID. For mapping, click on this mapping button. Just remove this data, and here we'll be mapping the user ID from our second step. Okay. Now again we have to give the activated add date over here. So let us come to date and time formatter, and from here we'll be mapping the date, and in the same way we'll be mapping the expiry date also. Okay. And now we are going to click on save just because after clicking on save and send test request, the user has already been enrolled to 3 courses. Okay. So it will give an error. So I'm just going to click on save. Data saved successfully. Okay, and now let's click on close. So we have set the second route also, that if the user exists, that only enroll the user to the bundle. Okay, now we are going to check this in the real time, that whether our integration is actually working fine or not. For that, I'll just move to my Razorpay payment page once again. Okay, I'll just refresh it and we are going to make the payment on the name of some other customer. Let's give the first name as dummy customer, last name as name, email address as dummy@pabblytudes.com. Let's enter the mobile number as 0000. Okay. Let's give the amount as 3,500. Let's click on pay. Let's give the card details, card number. Okay, I'm just going to give the expiry date, card holder name as dummy this time, and let's enter the CVV and click on pay. Let's enter the details and click on submit. payment successful. Okay, so we have made the test payment over here. Now we're going to check whether dummy name customer is enrolled into the bundle of courses and the user is added to a Thinkific account or not. For that, let's move to the Thinkific account. Okay, and here I'll be moving to the users section first. So here we can see that a new user is created, that is dummy name, and here we can find his email address, and here we can see the enrollments as 3. Let's check the enrollments also. Okay, and here we can see that the user is enrolled to the bundle of courses. And in this way, our integration is perfectly working fine. So let's move back to Pabbly Connect, and I'll just minimize all these windows and let us see in a nutshell whatever we have done till now. So I'll just minimize all the action steps as well as the trigger window. Okay, so first we have created an integration between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect so that whenever the payment is captured via Razorpay payment link, all the details are captured over here in Pabbly Connect. Then we have searched for the specific user in our Thinkific account, whether the user exists or the user does not exist. Then we have applied the date and time formatter just because we need the activated date and time, and we have applied the date and time formatter once again because we need the expiry date and time also. Okay, the duration till the time the user will be enrolled to that specific bundle of courses. And then we have applied the routers just to specify the conditions that if the user does not exist, then first create a user in Thinkific account and then enroll the user to the bundle of courses. And then we have set the second route that if the user exists, then only enroll the user to the course. And in this way, we have successfully set up the automation, and we have learned that how we can add and enroll the Thinkific users in bundle for new Razorpay payments. Thank you, everyone.
So not just these software applications, you can integrate a ton of applications and automate your business using Pabbly Connect. In case of any queries, you can visit our Pabbly forum. To check the pricing details of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this particular URL. Also, the link of Pabbly Connect and this workflow is available in the description box. You can clone the same workflow into your account directly. If you really like this video, please comment, share and subscribe. Thank you everyone.